Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? It's Tuesday. Tuesday. Hello from Germany / Bavaria. Pick one or the other. You're not allowed to be from one country. One or the other. Or actually, wait, is Bavaria part of Germany? I don't know. Never been to Europe. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Room's a bit of a mess because I had to throw together a costume at the last minute, but is what it is. Cocktail Tuesday. It's still in the AM, but you know, mimosas are a thing, and those are socially acceptable to drink in the morning. So yeah, it's a cocktail. I think that counts. That counts. Bavaria is a province. Okay, that makes sense. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone ready? So yep, so we got that all set up. That's there. Hey, I'm on time. Sweet. So yeah, so we are carrying on with the SKQ build, the Chonky Tonk. I think that's what we're gonna call it, Chonky Tonk. This is part 4 of the build series. We're gonna continue on where we left off with the XY motion, motors, and then whatever else the manual says. We're building it as the manual says. So get all the dog hair because I store this on the ground and it's covered in dog hair. Put that there. Get my trusty LTT store screwdriver out because we're gonna need that. Because how do you test a screwdriver while building a printer? You build a printer with the screwdriver, so that way you can judge it on how good it is to build a printer with. Yeah. Should come to Europe. I know Joe has said, hey, you should come swing by and see the production lines at Prusa, and I'm like, awesome, Joe, that's great. There's an ocean in the way and it's not in the budget. So if somebody wants to, you know, help out with that, I'll be totally down to go visit the Europeans. But at this time, it's not within the cards, unfortunately. This channel is not at the Mr. Beast level. It's not at the 3D printing nerd level. So we got to budget accordingly. Speaking of budget, you want to win free shit? Everyone likes winning free stuff. You want to win free filament? That's kind of cool. If you want to win a spool of free filament from Polymaker, link in the description. Enter for your chance to win. We give away a spool every stream. And that's right, you're gonna win. Yes, you're gonna win. Today's the day. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, because I believe in you, and you will be the one that wins. Now, I'm not gonna tell everyone else that I know you're gonna win, because that would be, you know, defeating the purpose. But I know that you will win, because believe in me, because I believe in you. So yeah. We got that there, we got that there. I got Allen keys everywhere because I always forget to put my Allen keys away. That's kind of why I want to try using the screwdriver. The ocean could be a small issue. Yeah, there's like, you know, the water. I can't just walk over there or drive. So that kind of puts a dampener on things. So we got that. I am missing one Allen key. It will turn up. Why do I have LTT store stickers everywhere? I'm gonna get more free stickers because I had to buy more stuff from the LTT store, because when I bought my screwdriver, I forgot to order all the metric bits that come with it. So I only have like the generic ones. I need like all of them. Yeah, because I need it for printers. And then if you missed it, new multimeter. I bought a multimeter, so I now have a multimeter. Okay. So I think we have that there. That's there. Okay, so we're good there. So for those that don't know, I'm gonna say this for the next couple streams, and then I'll just kind of do it just so everyone's aware. The first couple 10 minutes of the stream, we're not gonna dive into whatever the project is, just because it takes, you know, time for everyone to kind of show up with the notifications and whatnot. So we just kind of do something different. And I think what we'll talk about is, hey, what was yesterday, folks? I hope you have tons of candy. Yesterday was Halloween, and I took the little guy out trick-or-treating. And if you didn't see the video, which a lot of people didn't because it's the worst video I've put out in a while in terms of viewership, I made the little guy a Mando costume. And if you want to know how that turned out, because I forgot to make the community post, so follow me on Twitter at 3DP Nero, because I posted some pictures there. But let me pull up some pictures here. There we go. So there we go. So there's me and the little guy in our costumes. Went trick-or-treating. So if you want to see how I made this in a weekend, go check out the video after the stream, of course. But yeah, there's our costumes. I do have a few. Here's an emotion. So I will say homemade costumes, especially of something popular like a Mandalorian. The diet's gonna suck for the next couple days. Put it that way. We made out like bandits. Like bandits! Like kings! Got so much candy now. So much candy. So, things that I learned, because this is the first time that I've actually worn my entire suit for an extended period of time, because as you can see, like I have it done now. It's the hard stuff is done, like the actual like printed parts are done. But this is like 20 minutes in and I'm already like walking around without the helmet on because it got hot. So I believe I have some room in a few spots that I could stick some fans. That I need airflow in this thing. There is no airflow in this thing, and it was fogging up hardcore. As soon as you get the humidity, like yeah, I need to put some fans in here to keep me cool, or at least get air movement in there because it gets stuffy. And then there was like one of the shin guards was digging into my heel, but that just I didn't put it on right, and I didn't want to like fix it later. But yeah. I need to get Instagram. No! Why would I get Instagram? Why would I get Instagram? Same reason I don't do TikTok. There's no point. The antenna looks like it could fit a 50-50. The problem is the antennas are solid. Like there's nothing on, there's no access to them from the inside. Like I could fit a blower in there, but I'd have to basically rebuild the entire helmet. Like this is held together with E6000. This is not coming apart easily. So yeah. Someone saying the video felt rushed. That's because the video was done literally like 20 minutes before I put it live. Because I had to like run, I had a ton of stuff to do on Sunday and Monday to get the costumes ready, this little guys. And it was like, okay, now I gotta film a video and put it out. And I didn't want to like wait till Saturday. That was supposed to be Saturday's video, but I didn't get it done in time. So that's why. Okay. Kitchen, build and put a hole in the top. I want to put a hole in the top. Okay. So let's carry on with the build. So SecKit design. Keyboard keeps losing a button. Docs. SK Go manual. There we go. Hello, Jose. So there's the SK. Oh no, we don't have an SK Go. We have an SK Cube. Docs. SK Cube manual. There we go. That's the thing we're building. There we go. So we were on XY plane, I believe. XY plane, yeah. There we go. XY plane. So there we go there. There we go there. Yeah, and then we got to this part, and it's the documentation kind of start getting a little funky because oh yeah, I gotta move my camera back 1 second. I moved it on the other stream and move that up there. So that way when I do this, I'm centered. There we go. The documentation got a little funky because it's doing things that I prefer not to see in documentation, where it's showing pictures from further ahead when referencing further back things. So for example, right now, we don't have belts in this, okay? We don't need belts in here right now. I'm gonna move my camera over here for this part. So, but it's showing belts in there. And I know, like, you know, oh, big brain, oh, just don't put the belts in. But the thing is, it's just it helps others because not everyone, you know, has built a printer before and kind of understands the steps and motions of things. So you see, oh, no pictures. And then this picture has, you know, oh, these screws are in here. But on this, there is no screws in there. Do I put the screws in there? Because it's showing the screws there, but it's showing putting the screws in here. It shows M3 screws there, but then here they're showing no screws. What's going on? Like you got 4 different pictures that are showing 4 different things. So this has been really the only critique that I can really say about this build so far is the documentation. A third party needs to go through it. As far as I'm aware, this is all just one guy. Or a very small team, and they basically need somebody who hasn't built one of these before to go through the docs, like, and make it, you know, idiot proof essentially. That's kind of my only critique, and I've spoken, I know ModBot has spoken about it too. He's basically have the same thinking pattern where it's like, yeah, the docs kind of need a bit of work. So if you've built a printer before, you could probably handle it. I mean, like we're handling this fine, but you might run into some, you know, what am I doing? What am I doing here again? Oh, what am I supposed to be doing? Like you might run into some issues. Yeah, because see here, the picture is showing no screws here now. Like, and now we got this. Like it's, yeah. Like the pictures aren't even the same. Because if you look on that one, these 2 holes are in the middle. On mine, that's the overlay, they are on the side. And on this picture here, they're in the middle. If you do a revision, you need to, and then this one, they're on the side. So it's, the pictures are multiple different revisions in multiple different stages, and you're trying to follow along. So that's kind of the issue with this manual that I'm finding, is just, it's kind of, everything's kind of everywhere. So let's continue on, because where did we leave off? Okay. Is the name SecKit, not for inexperienced builders. Is that what SecKit means? Is that like, seriously, is that what SecKit means? Like, we got the XY motion in, it's smooth, so we're good there. It's just, we got to make it, you know, actually dance. Secondary kit. Oh, okay. Well, I did not know that's what it meant. I'm trying to click something on OBS on the screen, but I have the mouse on this screen, but it was on OBS, so I thought my mouse was on OBS. And I'm like, where's my mouse? Okay. So obviously we have that. So we've put those in there. We've attached it. I've got these nuts in there, but they're loose because you need it kind of loose so that you can, you know, put your belts in. So everything's kind of loosey-goosey, because how else are you going to put your belts in later? We've put the little trigger point on. No, this one. Got the little trigger point on. This just snapped in, so that's there. What is your opinion about the aluminum parts that replaces the ABS ones on the Voron? Complete waste of money. I've spoken to a few people on the team, specifically somebody who has a lot of experience with PIF. Hint, hint, that has trialed a set of aluminum machine parts on their Voron. They couldn't tell a difference in anything. In terms of print quality, there is zero difference. It's unnoticeable. The only advantage that what you may have with aluminum parts on a Voron is you may get longer life out of them. For example, like the Z module, your XY joints, you might not have cracking issues because they're aluminum, but you're not going to get any better print quality. But on the flip side of that, that machine is beta parts from 2.4 for most of it. And I haven't had any part fails here. And it's all eSun ABS Plus, which a lot of people don't even think is good ABS. And that's 2.5 years and no issues. So is it worth buying the full set of aluminum Voron parts? No, it's not. Complete waste of money in my opinion. Is it worth buying a few parts here and there? Maybe if you're worried about longevity, like in the Z modules or XY joints or motor mounts, you might get a little advantage out of it, but you're not going to see any difference in your print quality or speeds. Fun fact, machine designed to work with ABS works just fine with ABS parts. Okay. So beta version only, that's not us. So we've put our X end stop on. Okay, so this we don't need to worry about. Okay, extruder carriage countersunk bolts. So we're putting on the front plate, I guess. which is somewhere in here. Here we go. We got the front plate, and that is with M36 countersunk. Oh no, that's the, okay, that's the extruder carriage. So we've already put those on with the M36 countersunk. I think we ended up swapping to M38s because M36s had like no meat. Like we had no thread engagement, if I remember correctly. And then upper lower clamp plates to extruders. We need bolt M315s. And nylon nuts. Am I putting nylon nuts on the front of this? Where's the front? Show me the front. And I got no pictures of the front. Oh, okay. Extruder carriage BMG adapter. Does it say anything about the BMG adapter? Oh, the foreign bots are here. You know why? Because we don't have enough likes. If you like that smash button, the bots go away. Imagine aluminum AB motor mounts be somewhat of a heat sink if you plan on running your step motors at really high amps. I run all my motors roughly around anywhere from 0.8 to 1 amp, depending on which machine, and they've never caused any damage to the plastic parts. If you're one of those, you know, speed benchy folks who believe, you know, melted piles of plastic are really cool because you print them fast, you might get an advantage of it. But a Voron's not designed to be a super high speed printer. It's just Core XY, which is a fast kinematic, but Voron was never meant to be a super high speed printer. So, okay. So what am I attaching this front face on with? Am I putting the front face on? I've seen pictures of it. Like, assemble the BMG extruder adapter between the extruder and the steppers later. Okay, so we're not doing this. So put that plate aside. Okay. So we've got the clamps in. Okay, so I guess the clamps are in. So I guess this is it for now. You know, the picture shows it fully assembled. We're not touching it. Like, this is what I mean about the manual kinds of needs some another set of eyes to go over it and some picture updates. Okay, actions. So we have some motors. So this machine we are building, and it comes with, if I can get them out of their hole here. Aha. So we've got, I can't remember which ones these are. There is no labeling on these whatsoever. Does my little driver board say what these are? MKS APT. So these are the MKS ones. So these are the servos. And actions. The elasticity of the nylon washer used between the S42C and the stepper can be the cause of loose bolts in creating skewed grinding stepper shafts, especially in a heated chamber. So the bolts and nylon might lose after a long time, especially. Okay. So, okay, so there's like, okay, so the screws that go through here, it comes with nylon and your spacers. So they want you to remove the nylon and put nuts. Okay, wait. So you need nut M3, 4 of them. Okay, M4 nuts or 8 washers. Loctite, the MD 6mm washer without including a kit before that. So mine actually, I've already had this done, it looks like. So we have nuts in there. Okay, so it looks like this has already been done. And you need to make sure nothing touches and the nuts aren't touching anything on the PCB that was short. Double check, make sure they're nice and tight. These nuts, oh, those nuts, yeah, these nuts. There we go. Okay, so that is that. So this kit comes with all this done already apparently, but we're good. And we got a gap there, nothing's touching. Okay, Trim the pins so they won't touch the stepper body. So let me just double check, make sure. Yeah, nothing's touching. So we're good there. Yeah, you don't want to short. If you're like really paranoid of electrical shorts between like PCBs, if you're ever doing anything like this, go get yourself some Captain tape. Because you can just put Captain tape between everything and it'll prevent, you know, shorting and whatnot. So. So we have all that. That is terrifying. It's not terrifying. How is it terrifying? Okay. So assemble the nut holders. Okay. So we have these motor thingies, and we have that, and we have that. Okay. So let's get my brackets. Let me get my printed parts I'm gonna need. And my brackets. Brackets, 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 brackets. Motor brackets. There they are. Got some brackets. Gary, $10. Cheers. Nero's gonna mail you something, but don't see the PO box in stream description anymore. Gary, if you want to be sending something, do what Steve just did! Exclamation mark, PO box. And there you go. And just be aware, read the rules when it comes to shipping to my PO box, because I don't get a lot with it, and I bought the cheap one because it's, you know, we're evaluating its worth at this time. Nobody sent me anything in a couple months. It's just a generic PO box, so it has to be sent through the mail. You can't send it via UPS, FedEx, DHL, whatever. It can't be through a courier service because my post office, it literally goes to my local post office. They can't sign for anything. So it's got to be just through the mail. So if you're in the US, USPS. If you're in Canada, Canada Post. If you're in Australia, Kangaroo Courier, whatever it is. Okay. Okay, so we need some flanged M4 nuts. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Be a cam board for the SKR Mini. I don't need any controller boards. I have plenty of controller boards, believe me. Okay, so flanged M4s. Yeah. Flanged M4s. There we go. Kangaroo Courier. Yep. That's how the Aussies get their mail, right? Kangaroo Courier. It's a CAN transceiver for one. If you want to send me it, I might be able to, you know, find a project for it. I know I'm trying. I'm going to be doing some CNC stuff actually. This Friday, hint hint, we're going to be doing some CNC stuff hopefully. So that'll be fun, hopefully. Okay, so that goes there, and that goes there. Okay, and then this. How am I mounting that? Okay, so the cable goes to the outside. So it goes, the cable goes through the slot. Okay. So socket orientation of the two should be different. Okay, so if this goes, yeah, and then this goes, how much? Fold the cable. Okay, I gotta really squish that cable in there. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's do the left one first. Left one first. So this one right here. So if that goes there, this goes, yeah. Okay, because this is gonna go there. Okay. And then I need what screws to hold it together. M3/8. 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 they're in the box of all my screws fell everywhere. Is there a specific kit for CNC you're building or just winging it? Winging it. We have a Comgro Robo CNC, which from my initial playing with it, I've had it for a while. I barely used it though. But Comgro sent me a Robo CNC a couple months ago. We unboxed it on stream. I fiddled with it for a bit, and then I've never really done anything with it. The reason for that is I don't know shit about CNC. I could do the test patterns. I can do I can draw something in what's that program called? Carbide Create. But I don't really know any real CNC stuff, which funny, I worked in a tool shop for years. You think I would know some. I know the basics. But one thing I just didn't like was the controller on it. It runs that shitty Gerbil. You have to have a desktop or a laptop hooked up to it all the time. It just kind of, it wasn't something I was ever really going to play with a lot. So, after talking with the Duet folks at ERF and Murph about CNC stuff, we're going to be taking my Duet 2 and slapping that on there and running RepRap firmware CNC. So we're going to rewire it all for that, and we'll have some fun with it. Should I be putting an M3 washer on this? Where does it say? Okay, it says M3 washer assemble. Okay, so we put that there. You put that there. Socket orientation. Okay. Okay. Servo stepper to servo mount. So printed holder, M3 bolts, M3. Okay, so I guess there's supposed to be washers in here. Call out on the diagram the stack of washers, just to make it easy on people. Washers. Need a notebook for the CNC? Well, if I'm going to be running Duet CNC, I will not. I actually have an old notebook that's literally collecting dust right now. It's a first gen i5, it's a first gen i5 ThinkPad. It's actually a really good laptop. I used it for a while. It's actually, if you go back and watch the very first streams back before, the very first streams were on that shitty notebook. Oh my God. The LTT score screwdriver magnet is a little strong for this application. Okay, that screw's bottoming out. I don't like that. Okay, why did you bottom out? Why did you bottom out? Are you an M310? You were an M310, that's why. Traitor! You tried to pass yourself off as an M38, but you're really an M310. M38. Also upgraded to the 500 spindle. I have a Daedalus 500 watt spindle with an ER16 collet. I already have one. Okay, this screw is hand bottomed out, but that is a little. Yeah, why? Okay, got one screw here that. Well, the rest are good. Yeah, the rest are good. But at first, I have the 20,000 RPM spindle. So it comes with a 10,000 RPM spindle, but you can upgrade it to a 20,000 RPM spindle that's just straight drop in, and we're gonna try that first. or more storage. Let me check how my network's doing. Let me check my shitty NAS. Tower. How's Tower doing? Actually, I should probably open up on here. 84 days of uptime. I'm proud of that. Dashboard. I'm only using 18% of my home server. And it's for, I have, what is it? Disk 1, Disk 2, and then parity. Yeah, so I've got 8 gigs, or 8 terabytes, and I'm only using 18% of that with my home network. And that's all my videos that I've, since I built that are, well, all my videos over the past, like, year and a half are on that. All the raw footage and everything. Okay. We figured out a problem. This washer is thinner than the other washers. So the reason it's bottoming out is literally, focus, the one washer is thinner than the other washers. Okie dokie. Did it say M36? No, it says M38. I can't read. It is M36. It's M38 washers. Well, M38s work. Where are my M36s? English is a fun language. I can speak it sometimes. I can read it sometimes too, apparently. But not every day. Not every day, apparently. Some days I like to not read it. I don't have it in there. Don't have it in here. Do I even have M36s anywhere? I don't have M36s. M36s. I have M36 countersunk, but no M36. Yeah, I don't have M36s. I don't have a bag of M36s. Yeah, I don't have a bag of M36s. Nope. Hey, Mitch. Missing bolts? I am missing bolts. Okay, let me check the spares. Nothing in here. Okay. These are all M38s, even though it says M36. These are all M38s. Okay. Do I have a few screws? I have a few screws that disapparated. Oh. Okay, found them. Apparently I put them somewhere else. I may not have enough. We'll see. It's okay. Did I fly the drone yet? Yeah, I took it out on Sunday. So how many days? So I'll just swap 2 of these. Yeah, I took it out on Sunday, and took it to I have a community center nearby that has a bunch of soccer fields, and it's, November now, so the weather ain't exactly conducive to soccer. Or let me convert that into European. Football, and wrong button. So I took it out, whooped it around, had some fun. Into there. Now this is gonna be fun, because how the hell are you supposed to, if you look here, it So the left one's easy. The left one's easy because this just goes in, boom, bang, boom, done. The right one is, that comes over and goes under. Why? Fold the cable. Fold the S2 cable this way so the right stepper only. Dustin Speed, $10. Cheers. So any chance after the build we can get a video of it running with mic inside it, see how loud that frame makes it? I had one that was similar but kind of acted like a drum. Yeah. Well, we'll run it right on stream. Okay, so let me. What am I looking at here? S42C to board cable on here, S42C to stepper cable on this side. Wait, did I put this together? No, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So this goes here, and that goes there, okay. Then on this one, okay, so S42C to board cable on this side. It literally goes like this. So I got to put the cable on this first. Yeah, I got to put the cable on this first. Yeah, because this goes there and that goes in towards the center. Yeah, okay. So I gotta find the cable. I gotta plug the cable in now. Printer is on par with my V2 Soundwaves. Okay, that's good to know. So I'm assuming it's these guys. Oh, this is just one cable. Okay, that makes it easy. Your orientation of colors is different. I'm matching the colors because the colors are different. So I don't know if it matters, but on this end of the board, yellow is on this side. And on this end of the board, yellow is on the other side in terms of the connector. Okay, so if they were both plugged in, the colors are opposite. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue. So I'm doing the orientation that this shows. Because I don't know. If it matters, it matters. If it don't, it don't. Bloody hell. One, two, three. This goes like that. There we go. Big brain. Big brain, biggest brain. There we go. Am I tired? We went out around 6 o'clock, I think, and we were back by 7. We were out for about an hour. That really doesn't like, I don't like that. I don't like how close that is, but it is what it is. Okay, I know it says use M3s or M36s, but I do not like the amount of thread engagement I'm getting with these M3s or these M36s. Like I'm not getting as much thread engagement as I would like. And it feels like I'm gonna rip the threads out of these. Yeah, I ripped the threads out of this one already. I have never ripped the threads out of anything. I'm not liking the amount of thread engagement there. The M3/8s aren't deep enough in some areas. Like the hole's not deep enough for M3/8s, so I'm gonna have to double up the M3/8 here and use 2 washers. On this one, because I stripped it out. There we go. There we go, okay. So that's that one. This is this one. That's garbage. And now it's held on with right hand M410, round head M410s. Round head M410s, round head. Button heads. Also, picture here shows the drive gear on, but no drive gear here. So when do I put the drive gear on? Now? I guess I'm putting it on now. Does it say when? Does it say the pulley? Okay, it says the pulley, shows the pulley here. Okay, okay, okay. And I guess we're putting the pulley on after we put it in. Oh, now down here it's showing it. What? XY steppers, okay, okay, we got all this. Shows it all the way mounted. Okay, they're mounted. There's the KO measurement. And now we go back to here. Oh, this is for the Big Tree Tech. Okay, these are for the Big Tree Techs. We don't have the Big Tree Techs. We don't have the Big Tree Techs. Okay. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. But see, on the Big Tree Tech, it shows the stepper orientation. This one doesn't. It's inconsistent design, inconsistent documentation of design. I don't like it. Am I supposed to have a washer here? No, no washers. No washers. It doesn't say to attach the belts, so I didn't attach the belt or the wires. It doesn't say anywhere to attach the wires yet. But when you mount this, you can't attach the wires after you mount it. So there's another thing that needs updating. Spoiled by Dunar. Dunar has done us very well. Where would we be without Dunar? What's the thing supposed to weigh when finished? Many pounds and several kilograms. There might be something on the information page on the website about the weight, but I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so it's mounted. It's not tight. I can move it around if I need to. Not by much though, because this wire is pretty pinched. Oh yeah, that's right up against that. Okay. Now on this one, we need to do that. So it kind of loops over like that, because it's going to have to mount. So we got to go down here. Any idea will builds you aware of that are focused on a high temp chamber, 100C or so? I don't know. Maybe this one, if you printed the plastic parts in a filament that can take those temperatures. Why do you need to print 100C? Is the question I should be asking you. Why do you need a 100C chamber? If you're gonna say it's for work, I'm gonna say go buy a printer that can do it. If you say you just want to print an Ultim Benchy just for shits and giggles, that's a lot of money on something for internet points. So. Okay. So those are now mounted. That goes down there. So you got your wire here, your end stop that just kind of floats through this area, and it's kind of it's gonna get close to that step. We have to, and there's nothing to zip tie it to. Yeah, they just kind of flop in the breeze. There's no zip tie points. They just kind of flop in the breeze all the way down. I don't like it. Yeah, that just kind of orientation of pulley. There really isn't much of a helping hand here when it comes to orientation of pulley. Okay, let's get some zip ties on this. That just flops there, I guess. Polycarbonate? You don't need a 100C chamber to print polycarbonate. I printed polycarbonate fine in just my normal Vorons. Okay, this one doesn't need zip ties. So these go down under. Down under. Kangaroo courier. Pure PC. Well, if you're printing pure PC. Nah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I do not like this. You have wires going through a hole in metal. What are you supposed to have when you have wires going through a hole in metal? Hot girls are waiting here. That's not what we need. That's not what we need. Grommets! Just like Wallace, we need a grommet. So let's see if you can see here. So you have these don't attach to anything. These wires just, they don't attach to anything. There's no mounting points. I'm gonna see if I have something to mount them to, because the thing is, these are just flopping in the breeze. And I don't know if you can see, I've already kind of shaved off some of the wire just running it through this hole. So anytime you have wire going through a metal hole, you need a grommet. It's like a rubber. It's basically, it's something soft, usually rubber. You push it in there and it basically makes it so if the wires are moving ever so slightly, they don't rub through the protective casing, and then you have exposed wire touching metal. The hot girls can hold the wires clear of the channel. So that is something. There's nothing to attach the wires. Like, I think I'm all out of them. I might have used them all up, but I don't think this kit comes with any stick-on fasteners. I didn't see any, and I think I'm all out of my personal stash of them that I borrowed from work years ago. Oh no, I got some. Okay. So we're gonna have to use these guys. And they got little sticky pads on the back. Drill a hole in the frame. I don't want to drill a hole in the frame. I just don't like, especially if you look, you know, you've got this riding up and down here, and this is a pinch point. The wire can easily get caught in there and strip. That's a little spot weld. These aren't the softest edges. And if this is constantly going up and down and you're not realizing, it could wear through these wires. And there's no way to mount them. If you look at the pictures here, it's just flapping in the breeze. So include a bunch of these guys. You could 3D print a grommet. Yeah, you can. I might. Where are my zip ties? I had a whole bunch of zip ties. There we go. There's a million ways you go about solving this. I'm just going to zip tie it to the frame using one of my little stick-on pads here. Plus, you don't want wires just kind of hanging in the breeze, because then you don't have any sort of stress relief. What happens if you were to like flip this over and you accidentally yank the wire? It would pull through, you know, where it's connected to the board. You always want some sort of strain relief. Any wire, you want a strain relief before it connects to anything, really. More critical on something like a power wire than, you know, a stepper motor, because you break a stepper motor wire, it just don't work. You break a bed wire or a heater wire, you might be dumping some heat and some juice into something you really don't want to. So yeah, something to think about. But these are easily solvable things. These aren't game stoppers. These are just something, hey, keep an eye out, and you may want to address this type issues. Because the last thing you want is, you know, your printer to stop working because a wire got loose or wore or something. Okay, so I've got that now. And the cables go that direction. Okay, cool. Yeah, nah, I don't like that. 1 second. What can I do to quickly alleviate this? I really don't like that being a sharp edge, an unprotected sharp edge. I really don't like that. Wow, I need to clean my scissors. And, you know, I'm harping on this. Creality does it too. Creality printers, a lot of them have a machine slot in the extrusion. I know the V2 does. Mine didn't have a grommet. Now, the wires had cable sleeves, which kind of does the same thing, but it's still a thing. So... And if you're trying to do a gotcha, because on my V2, this blue plate on the bottom is a metal plate, and I've got my bed wires and my heater wires going through it. And guess what? They have grommets. Okay. So this isn't exactly the most professional setup, but it'll do for now. I'm just putting some duct tape just so I have some form of something to break that edge. I do have wire loom. I could wrap this in wire loom. But anytime I build a kit printer, I try to avoid using stuff that doesn't come with the kit for the most part. Like well, let me rephrase that. If it's a printer designed to be built from a kit. So on a Voron, I'll use whatever I want occasionally because it's a Voron and it's everyone builds it kind of custom, even if you buy like an LDO kit, you might swap some stuff out, so that's not a huge deal. But on this is a commercial kit, so I'm gonna build it with what comes with the commercial kit. This is just me being a little anal about wires potentially getting destroyed, and I don't want that to happen. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking at the wires. They're all scratched up already from just going through the hole. There we go. So easy peasy fix. I just put some tape because the wire is going to go this way, so I just put some tape there and tape there just to kind of, so it doesn't rub on that edge. Gary gifted 1 community membership. Thank you, Gary. Okay. Found it on the edge. It would be a pain to get a file in there because it's all built. If I knew this now, looking back, yeah, I would have chamfered them. Okay. So we got to put our stepper, our drive gears on now. So this one is over here. Using a wire loom really different. Well, an anchor prevents it from moving. You want it to not move. That's why you use a wire loom and an anchor. You don't want it to move. Or that's why you use an anchor. Because a wire loom may protect it, but then it'll just rub on the wire loom instead. Right? You want it, you don't want any rubbing in a perfect world. Putting a wire loom is just kind of insurance if you can't, you know, protect the wires. Okay, so this is the left stepper. And it looks like it's just a little bit up. Okay, not. Oh no! Ooh! Linus, I pulled the bit out. There's not enough clearance there to do it right. Okay, and on this one, this is orientation. It's just like, okay, the gap's a little bit about there, and then on here, the gap's about there, and it sticks up the other way. Okay. And then if we have to adjust it, we'll adjust it. Wow, that's really close. No, that is what it is. Okay. Hi, hello, hello, hi. Hello, okay. Okay, so now we put the belts in. Okay, so we need 2 belts, 135 centimeters. Okay, Google, what is 135 centimeters in inches?
135 centimeters is 53.15 inches.
53.15, okay, okay. I did find my tape. Oh, no, wait, the little guy has the tape measure. The little guy took the tape measure, that's right. What is it, 53.5? Okay, so there's 24. There's 48. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 and a half. 53.5. The reason I'm measuring it out is simply I want to see how much extra I have. I'm measuring everything to what it says, and I want to see how much extra I have. 53.15. Okay, so 53.15. So a little shorter than that. So, where did I put that little notch? Where is it? Right there. Okay. Okay, you have about this much extra belt. Okay, roughly this is how much extra belt you have with this kit if you cut everything to length. So what that means is if you done gone goofed and you cut one belt way off and you don't have enough to remake a whole belt. So you have about like that much extra if you cut everything to exactly the length it says. And just looking at it, you cutting to the length you have plenty of extra. So if you are building this kit and it says to cut your belt to X length, just cut it to that length. You'll be fine. Just cutting in half. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cut it in half now. Because what am I gonna do with like that little itty bitty offcut? There's no point. But I'm just cutting it. I want to see how much extra there is budgeted in this kit. So. Equal belts. What is this red thing? The left stepper and upper belt use the upper belt clamp. The right stepper and lower belt use the lower belt clamp. Okay, so what am I? Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's figure this out. So that looks like it comes out there. Yeah, so it comes out the back here. Oh, and it's facing the other way. Okay. So we gotta loosen these so we can get in there. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's an optional steel pin. Okay. Does it say that anywhere in here? Steel pin. Oh, there it is. 2 optional. Okay, I see. So it does call it out. That's good. Now, do I have the steel pin? I do. I have 3 steel pins. Okay. So on the top, the left side, okay, so the belt coming out of the back is the adjustment side. And in the front here, that is the pinch side. Okay. So if I'm looking at it from the front, the teeth are on that side and then they're facing forward on that side, which makes sense. Okay, so teeth face the back. I got my little pin here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh my god, don't lose the pins. Don't lose the pins. So what I'm going to try doing is fold it over so that we got that. Put the pin in there. Just kind of pinch it. Okay. Teeth go out towards the back, so feed this in. Lose the pin. Okay, whatever. is the little one that actually will? There we go, that one. There we go. Do a little bit extra and I'll just trim it. Pin up in there. This ain't working. Nope, there goes the pin. I mean, I could just do this instead of doing the fun way. Is just shove it in this way. Yeah, there you go. Screw it. There we go. That's easier. That's the easier way. Okay, there you go. Easier way. Overthinking it. That's what I get for trying to big brain this problem. Alright, let's get that on. Finger tight. Okay, and that. Yeah, that ain't coming out. That ain't coming out. Interesting choice. There's a million ways to skin a cat when it comes to running your Core XY belts. There's multiple different ways to run Core XY belts. Like for example, on this one, the motors are in the front. Like if you've built a Voron, you wouldn't. None of the Vorons have motors in the front. But on this one, that's how they be. Nope. So a downside of this setup though is that these belts are very much what would be the word I would use? Flopping in the breeze. I don't really have a lot of nothing really holds them. So if your belts aren't tight, they're falling. And this is CF, which means I can't really. Have those loose a bit to get the belt in there. I'm hearing something roll around. I don't know what it is. Now this is going to be fun. This, I got a feeling, is going to be fun. Trying to get the belt out of there. So let's put you there. Oh, this is going to be fun. There's no... Damn it. There you go, there you go, laddie. I need some grippers. Okay. So you hook on there. goes there, that goes there, that goes on there, that goes on there. That seems to be kind of lined up good enough. Everyone looks good there. Okay, cool. We'll fiddle with it more later. Just kind of snug these up just to hold it while we do the other one now. That ain't going anywhere. Now, you knock stuff off your bench. Now we do it again. And again, and again, and there we go. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to fiddle with these belt alignments. Go. There we go. This thing is a tank. This isn't a tank. This is an SK Cube. The tank is the other model. So the belt was supposed to get flipped. Oh. Yeah, you could flip it. I don't care to. Unless your belts are oversized or your idler gears are very small, there's really not much of an advantage to flipping your belt. You can run them teeth in just fine. But if it says to flip them, I will flip them. So I'll adjust that. Oh no, my pin. Okay, so that's that one, and on the other one, teeth to the back. Yep. Like all my Vorons, none of the belts are flipped on any of my Vorons. They're all too thin on smooth idlers, and they all work just fine. I dropped something. What fell? What did I lose? Oh, the pin fell out. Shoot. Any plans of doing a live stream with the V400? Probably not. I usually only do a live stream with a printer for the initial unbox, and then maybe a follow-up on a print and chill Friday, just if, you know, I got nothing else to do. Because usually once it's built, it's built. There's really not much more to say. Like, and I'll be honest, I haven't really been using mine much, just for the fact that I haven't needed it. Okay, so we'll flip the belt around. I know Railcore does this too, don't they? Don't they flip their belts on a Railcore? I have a random idler. Where's this from? Okay, well, hopefully it's a spare. I got a feeling it's gonna make it a pain to feed this through now. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. There we go. Yay. Wait. Shoot. Okay, this thing being flipped is throwing me off big time. Okay, that goes around there. It goes around there. That goes there. That goes there. And then this goes there. Okay, cool. Yeah, the belt's being flipped. I know why they do it. It's so you don't have belts not teeth in. I'm just not a huge proponent that it's actually absolutely necessary in my experience. Okay, so now we got to loosen these because we have to flip it. So flip it, flip it, flip it, and I pull it out. Keep scuffing my hands up on the frame. Come on, come on. Okay. So I found what kind of work. 1 second here. V400 have one major jam that required to assemble the hotend. Jams happen on every printer though. V400 has been a paperweight, had to send the speeder pad back. Oof. Bees 3D on your lunch break. What better way to spend your lunch break? Yeah. So what I'm doing is I got my plier, my needle nose, and I'm kind of just putting them here on an angle to kind of use as a ramp. So when I shove the belt in, it kind of ramps up. And oh, these holes in the back of the CF here aren't exactly the biggest. That's on that, that's on that, that's on that. Okay, okay. Put you back on your drive gear. Come on, come on, come on. Get on the drive gear. There you go. There we go. Okay, push it to the front. And we want to make these, because these belts are the same length, and to get equal tension, the easiest way to do that is to try and make both belts pretty much the same. And when you do that, you want to make sure everything, you're not riding on any flanges. You want to make sure everything is riding properly and straight and true. You're good. Seems to be okay. There's something going on. I'm hearing a ka-chunk. Oh yeah, it's skippy. But these aren't tight. I gotta push these out and actually tighten them up. So we got that. Now for alignment, that seems pretty aligned. That is out to lunch. That ain't gonna work. 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 Okay, so the problem I'm running into here is, if you look here on the left, okay, which is looking this one right here. Oh, never mind. I'm reading it backwards. I have it upside down. That's why. 1 second here. That could explain it. I have it upside down. Why did I take you out? I didn't need to take you out. Okay, so we'll just flip you around and put you back on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I gotta line you up. Tom, you do it one more time, I kick you. If there's one thing I hate more than politics, it's American politics. There we go. Okay, so now I gotta tighten these up. No, I just timed them out for now. Everyone gets a chance, unless you're like really bad. But spamming gets you a timeout, and then if you repeat it again, then you get banned. Does the cube? I have no idea. I've never built a tank, so. Okay, so now we pull that motor over and we tighten these up. Linus, I thought the magnet was supposed to be super strong and this wasn't supposed to happen. Linus. Linus. Disappointed. computers don't have hex screws. It comes with the kit. I get to critique it like everything else in the kit. There we go. Okie dokie. Twisting the belt. Yep, they're supposed to be twisted. The belts are supposed to be twisted. On Core XY, you have the belts run in and out, depending on where it is in the motion system, right? So, a lot of people don't like running teeth against smooth idlers. So you can either use tooth idlers, which explode because they got tiny shitty bearings in them, or you just run tooth against it, or you do what's done here, where you flip the belt. Let's see if you can see it here. This belt right here is twisted. So it runs against the tooth gear, and then it flips over, and then it's fine because it moves. And it's fine. I'm getting rubbing. Where? I'm getting like a lurching out of this. Yeah, look at that move. I'm gonna have to fiddle with this. I'm really... Those belts are kind of okay tension. They're equal? Wow, that's a jittery XY motion. I can tighten the belt up a bit. I can loosen the belt up, play with the belt tension a bit. I'll probably do that off stream. I'll fiddle with the belt tension off stream. Try and dial it in. For now, we'll just keep building. But that just kind of... I don't know. Could be motors pumping current into the stepper boards, causing a pulse. Well, the motors aren't hooked up unless you're talking about the servo board, which I don't know. I've never used them before, so. But I want to carry on with the build, so we're just going to carry on with the build, and we'll get to fiddling with that later, because that's just belt tension playing with. You can sit there all day and fiddle with it. Okay, in this SecKit tank video, the XY tension is too low and the belts vibrate when the extruder moves. So that's probably it. These are chunky 10 mil belts. They probably need a lot more tension than what I gave them. For a lot of my prints, I use two different colors. Is a 2-port ERCFA a good option, or is there an easier alternative? Yep. Just get a Y splitter and 2 separate extruders. I used to run my switch wire like that. I had 2 M4 extruders and they just went into a Y splitter. That's the simple. ERCFA is overcomplicated for 2. If you're just doing 2. Once you want more than 2, then yeah. But yeah, Y splitter and is your easiest option. Okay, how is my tension anyways for this? Oh yeah, it's way skewed. I'm really gonna have to play with belt tension on this. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. We'll fiddle with belt tension later. Belt tension's boring. Because we're gonna put the bed in. Yeah, the bed. So we gotta put this bed together. Let's make a bed. Now, why haven't I done the bed off camera? Normally I put these beds together off camera. The reason is because this is a kit and I'm gonna follow the instructions. So that's why I didn't do it off camera. So you guys can see me do it. Because we're gonna do it like they tell me to do it. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. So I believe this is a 200mm bed. Okay. So Degrease the bed with IPA, degreaser, soap, water, etc. Action. Remove any possible machining oil stains stayed on the surface of the aluminum bed before pasting the heater pad and magnetic rubber pad. Okay. So attach AC powered silicone rubber heater. You need the aluminum bed, the rubber pad, and magnetic for the PI. Okay. Exam. No bubble is allowed. Okay. So. Smart. Wait, no. Connect thermal fuse. Kinematic. Okay. It doesn't say anything about... Repeat step 1 to 3 as a rubber heater. Where's step 1 to 3? Is this step 1 to 3? Repeat step 1 to 3 as shown in the picture above. And attach the so it wants you call out, attach the magnet first, then attach the heater. Okay, you always attach the magnet first. The reason you attach the magnet first is the heater has me not hitting the right button, has all this gubbin stuff attached to it. So when it's on, when you flip it over to go attach the magnet, it's all flippy floppy. It doesn't sit flat and you're pushing down on it. So you always attach your magnet first because the magnet's flat. So you attach the magnet first. Also, if you've never done this before, magnets are cheaper and easier to replace than the heater. So you practice with the magnet if you've never done it before. It gives you practice, make sure you're doing it right. If you screw it up, it's easier to remove it and replace it either right now or later on. And then you go do the heater because you also have a flat surface to work on. So always do the magnet first. Always. Okay, so we're degreasing this. So just a little IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Now I'm not doing it because it didn't tell me to do it, but what I like to do is take like a Scotch-Brite pad to it and just kind of scuff up the surface a bit before applying the magnet or the heater, but don't tell me to do it, so I'm not going to do it. Also, your hands are greasy, wear gloves. You ever have it where you put on a glove you've worn before and you don't know if you put it on inside out? I did. Now, I don't have a squeegee toy, unfortunately. You don't always have a choice. Oh, I know you don't always have a choice. But it's something to keep in mind if it's something you can do. Also, wipe off the sticker. You know, you don't have to go crazy, but this has been in the same container as all your everything else. Okay, so the last thing you want to do is clean your bed perfectly, and then when you go to put your sticker down, you know, you line it up like this, and all the crap on here, dog hair and whatnot and oils, now it's on your perfectly clean bed. And if you want to get baller, get a fan. Have a fan moving so that way anything that would land on here like dog hair gets blown off. How's the bamboo treating you? It's fine. Okay, is this square? Okay, so this magnet is actually bigger than the bed in one direction. Okay, so this bed is actually, if you're curious, What is it? 215 millimeters? A little over 200, 217 millimeters. By like 210 millimeters. So it's a little oversized, which is good. You want, if your printer has a build volume of X, Y, certain amount, you want the bed to be a little bigger than that. And also you want the magnet to be a little bit bigger than the bed so you can trim it. But in this case, this magnet is undersized in one direction and size for size in another direction. So yeah, we're just gonna eyeball it. Will I RTB the heater? If it doesn't tell me to do it, I won't do it. Or if it doesn't tell me to do it, I won't do it for this build. Personal builds, I like to RTV it, but if it's a kit build and it comes as a complete kit, I won't do it because I'm rating the kit, right? So if the heater falls off of the kit, well, that's something to mention about the kit. Me going above and beyond the instructions of the kit doesn't count as a review of the kit. How to remove the sticker. I can link you a video on how to remove the sticker. You will quickly install it correct the first time. Like, what do you mean remove the sticker? Like if you did it backwards? Or if you have to redo it? I have a video on my channel on how to remove these stickers if you do it backwards. Or do it wrong and you need to undo it. Yeah, looks about right. No, unfortunately I don't. Yeah, maybe this will work. Yeah, that works. And if you are curious of what I'm using, it's a bottle opener. It's a 3D printed bottle opener. I'm just doing this and it works good enough. So while I'm doing this totally monotonous and boring thing and taking my time, trying not to get a bubble, if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the description. Every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So if you want to win a spool of filament, link in the description. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to like that smash button. Helps a lot with the algorithm, helps a lot with, you know, playing the YouTube game. And hey, why not check out the links in the description as well if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do. Some of those links go a long way in helping support me. And if you want to be super cool, consider becoming a YouTube member or Patreon supporter. Or hey, you might just luck out and somebody might just gift you one. If you get one, you can join the super secret channel on the Discord, which you should join anyways. Bunch of cool folks there. You see some behind the scenes stuff and some idle chit chat. Also, you get access to the super secret monthly members only stream that we do. There we go. I see no bubbles there. Actually, no, that's just a voila. Zombie Hedgehog gifted 1 community membership. Thank you. There you go. Ain't not too bad. So it does overhang. As for how well I lined it up, it overhung a little bit on that side. Boo-hoo. Get my X-Acto. And these are for the legs. So we got 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna have to trim out this corner. That corner. And the middle. And then also, I don't need to, but I'm going to trim these corners because I don't like this just flopping in the breeze here and just being exposed. So I'm just going to trim that. And trim that. There we go. There we go. Magnet done. Now magnet is squishy, so, or magnetic, so make sure when you go put it down on your surface, put that down just to protect it. Don't want like crap sticking in it. You don't want to punch a hole in it. There we go. Okay, now I got to put the heater on. Okay. So magnetic PI on top, heater pad on the bottom, something like a can, a jar, or a stick. I like doing the like the credit card method, or using like a rubber spatula or something. Okay, so you need to wipe down the back because the heater goes with the wires coming towards the back. So we gotta wipe this down again. Laminate roller. Laminate rollers work very good. I don't know if, can you use laminate rollers with the with like this stuff on it? Because that's not flat. Final one. Okay, let it dry for a minute. So I don't know what brand. This doesn't have a brand. I like my Kinovo. This is no name brand, 200 by 200, 110 volt, 350 watt. It does have 3M468 MP adhesive, which is what you want to see. So yeah. So we're gonna rotate this around so wires come out towards the hole in the back. So this guy's gonna kind of just go right about like that, I guess, because we need this hole clear and we need these two holes clear. So we're gonna have to like do something like that. Yeah, I would have liked to see this just a little bit more undersized. I don't know how much clearance we need by these screw holes. Let me take a look at the manual, see if it calls out how much clearance we need. Okay, it's just a screw. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's just a screw. Okay, so let's get this going. Well, you want the biggest heater that you can safely fit, because the bigger heater means better heat transfer, right? Because if you're, you know, if your heater's only, you know, this big, well, it's going to be cold on the outside of the plate. So you want it as big as possible, but you don't want it so big that you risk blocking or pinching it when you mount it, right, with screws and whatnot. So you kind of have to play the game. But with this, we should be okay. So a little bit up from the edge. Yeah, that looks about equal. My super scientific tool. That looks about equal. I don't know, is that equal to you? It looks equal to me. Now you got to be very careful to avoid bubbles with the bed, because bubbles with the bed mean you burn the bed, which means heat pockets, and that's how you burn your bed and get fires. Bubbles in the bed and the heater pad on the bed are very no bueno. It's not like, you know, the magnet or the PI where you can kind of pop the bubble. You can't really do that with the bed, because the problem is you have a heater which is uniform and it's meant to be transferring heat into the metal. So if you have an area of the heater that isn't touching metal, that heat that it's generating isn't going anywhere, and it's just going to keep heating up and heating up and heating up, because the thermistor might be over here, but if the bed's hanging off over here, this area is going to be heating up like it is heating up metal, and it's not, and it's going to burn. And just try your best with these areas to try and make sure you're putting them down evenly. Oh, my magnet, my hat. There we go. There we go. Humidity oil bed's burning. Okay, so we've gone ahead, we've attached that. I can get these gloves off. Okay, actions. Make a small circle at both ends of the wires for the thermal fuse. Connect the fuse with the two exposed Y connectors and attach the fuse firmly into the bed with Polymaker tape. Multiple layers of tape are recommended. Optionally, apply high temperature RTV to prevent the edges separation over time. Ooh, it does say use RTV. Okay, that's good. So we need to attach this fuse somehow. Okay, so let me find the fuse. That's nice. It does say use RTV. Okay, so we got this fuse here. How do we attach it? Where is my fuse? Thermal fuse, thermal fuse, thermal fuse, thermal fuse. Got it right here. Okay, so it's a 250 volt rated 10 amp 130C. So at 130C this goes pop. So if you're, it looks different. These are the thermal fuses that I use on Vorons that are the common one. So these ones are 125C rated. These are the ones I use personally. And these ones basically the same thing. Wire goes in, wire goes out. You glue it to the bed or you attach it. These ones you kind of have to glue it to the bed because there's no way to screw it down. Make sure, fun little tip, You might want to check them before you attach them to make sure they haven't actually popped already. Hey, we're good. Because I have seen, especially with the cheaper ones, that they don't work. So, make a circle on both ends of the thermal fuse. Okay, so we need to spin this right round, baby, right round. And then we attach it with M4 bolt with a nut. Okay. So what is that? That's an M48. I don't, so I have M48s. Got M4 flanges. M5 nut. M3s. M410s. M4 flange nut, M3 nuts. I got some balls. M3 nuts. Bunch of door hinges. Yeah, because they're supposed to be button head too, and I don't see button head M4 button heads anywhere in my stuff. Yeah, well, I just spilt all those M5s everywhere. Yeah, these are M410s, and it's calling for M48s. PF Dennis get to 5 community memberships. Cheers. Yeah, M48. M410. Okay, I guess it's M410s. You know, down here it says M48. I'm supposed to use M410s. Okay, that makes it simpler because I have M410s. I wish these were longer. You have 2 chances at this. You got 2 fuses. I really don't like this way of attaching it. I really don't like this way of attaching it. Yeah, I don't like this way of attaching a thermal fuse. I do not like this way of attaching a thermal fuse. Because you don't have... This wire isn't long enough. I'd rather wrap it around this multiple times instead of just a hook. But there's no... Like, all you have is the hook. Look at that. That's it. That's all you got. Okay. Didn't it say to put a washer on either side of the wire? Does it say to put a washer on either side? See, it just shows nut and bolt. Nut, bolt, thermal fuse, bolt, nut, tape, Captain tape, thermal paste optional, self-sourcing. So it doesn't come with either of these, and RTV. Make a small circle, connect the fuse with 2 exposed Y connectors. Attach the fuse to the tape, attach multiple layers of tape. So it's just saying tape it on, which I don't like that. And yeah, I don't see any washers there. I just see this. 350 watts enough? Oh, more than enough. More than enough. So it's a 200 millimeter bed. Oh, dang it, it came out. So, one reason I don't like these fuses. This wire right here, you can work harden it and it'll shear and snap and it won't work anymore. So when you're like screwing this all together, you might work harden it. And I don't like that. Okay, so now we gotta attach that. And it says put thermal paste and then tape. So I have Captain tape and I have thermal paste somewhere. So are we just gonna tape this down with a little right in the middle here? I guess. Where's my thermal paste at? Thermal paste. I know I have some around here somewhere. There go digging time. Digging for the paste. I know I have some around here somewhere. No, that's a driver. I don't have drivers on the floor. Okay. No, not there, not there. Thermal paste. I gotta have thermal paste somewhere. I've used it before. I knew. These knockoff kits usually come with some, right? No. The boron nitride, exactly. We'll use the boron nitride. Good thoughts. Where did I put it? Uh-oh, where did I put it? Did I put it back in the box? Please tell me I put it back in the box. I did not put it back in the box. Shoot. It's up here. Put it up here. No, I got my Lewis Rossman flux though. Oh, here it is. Got it right here. Okay, so we got that. And I should have some RTV somewhere. I know I should have some RTV somewhere. I do. There we go. That might be a little dry. Oh yeah, that's a little. Maybe this won't work. Ugh. One of these will work. Okay, so the plan, the big plan. I'm going to put some boron paste down, put this on, put a little piece of Captain over top to hold it, and then cover the whole bloody thing with RTV. I think that's what we're gonna do, because I really don't trust just Captain tape in this application. So first things first, wipe everything down with ISO so everything sticks good. Okay. And that's gonna go right there. Yeah, I don't like how much this sticks up. Stick down. Down. Quit moving. Okay. Bloody hell, this is, I don't like this. I do not like these thermal fuses. I do not like this setup. Because the thing is, if you look at this, the fuse isn't touching the bed at all. You're fully relying on this. Like, they're always, you'll never get it perfectly down. What time are we at right now? 11:20, shoot. Is this still? I think we're just going to I'm gonna have to just slather it with gunk and then just kind of hope for the best. If I can get this out. Well, that ain't gonna work. I do not like this fuse setup. Like, I don't like this at all. I don't like this fuse setup at all. Because the wires just want to pop off. And you can't get this sitting like as down as you want. Because ideally you'd want this like right flat flush against the bed. Skip the fuse. I'm not skipping the fuse. It's a thermal fuse on a mains power bed. You don't skip that. Because if the SSR fails open or fails closed, which SSRs can fail closed, this will run away and it won't stop until it literally burns down. And that's not something I want. Getting my money's worth out of this tube of boron nitride paste, that's for sure. There's already 150C in the bed. Well, here's the problem with the bed. Is the bed one resettable or is it dead and done? Alright, so both of my tubes of RTV are kind of dead. So we're gonna do the, well, this is dead anyways, method of applying RTV. There we go. Bleh. It's art. RTV makes acetic acid. Okay, and is that something I should be worried about? So I've applied RTV on many printers, not quite in this absolute messy way. Oh my god, this is a mess. Oh well, whatever. It'll hold it. There we go. I'm not going to bother with taping up the edges and doing the edges on this. I might off camera, but not on camera. Speaking of, hi E3D. Probably never see it. Yeah. And hopefully we can save this tube for later. A little bit of blue tape. There we go. That's how you seal up these, right? Use them once, you forget about it, and then it dries up. Okay. So we've gone ahead and done that. I'll probably put my finger in it later, not realizing, and make an absolute mess. What is what is? So yeah, there's 150 thermal switch, but there's another repeatable. Okay, it's one. I don't like repeatable switches. So the problem with a repeatable switch on a thermal fuse on a mains power bed, you run a thermal fuse on a mains powered bed because SSRs, solid state relays, can potentially fail closed. What that means is if it goes kaput and gives up the ghost, it will just stay open and the power will just keep going. Okay, so you put a thermal fuse on your bed So what happens is if it detects it reaches that temperature because it ran away, so make sure you set in your firmware a safe cutoff temperature below that, because you don't want to accidentally, you know, set your bed at a temperature and then pop it on purpose or pop it on accident. But what can happen is if you got a runaway and you don't have that thermal fuse, the bed will just keep heating up and it won't stop. Now, with these thermal fuses, I like them. One and done. Pop, boom, done. Okay? I like that because what I don't want to happen is my bed runs away and then it gets to 150 and then it turns off. And then as soon as that temperature comes back down to 150, it turns on again because it's a resettable thermal fuse. I don't like that. I don't like resettable thermal fuses on anything with an SSR. I want it dead. If I'm running a 12-hour print and I'm not at home and it runs away, I want it dead when I come home. I don't want it to be power cycling all afternoon, because what can happen is the heater can fall off. Because usually 468 MP adhesive is not rated up to those temperatures. Usually it's like 120 is like the recommended safe max, 130. So you really don't want to go above that. So. Now I know on Twitter, CNC Kitchen Stefan, he was wondering, or he was mentioning a comment about, I can't remember who it was, just put their bed together and they mounted the thermal fuse to the bed itself. So they took the thermal fuses that we like recommend on Voron builds, these guys, and he mounted it with RTV, boom, right smack dab to your bed, to the heater. And there are pros and cons to doing it that way. You're relying entirely on the RTV to hold it on. Now, there's no physical force pulling on this. The RTV should hold it on just fine, okay? And this is mounted directly to the bed, or to the heater. So what can happen is, if something happens where your heater falls off the bed, this will still detect, oh shit, the heater is getting hot, and pop when it needs to. But it's attached to the bed, so it's attached with just glue. The glue should hold on paper, but it's just strictly glue. Now the alternative is you mount it to your bed. Now you mount it to your bed itself with a screw, it's a screw, it ain't going anywhere. The problem is it's reading the temperature of the plate, not the heater. So you need to mount it close to the heater and hope enough thermal heat transfers, if you have a runaway, enough to pop this. Because what can happen is if the heater runs away and it falls off before that bed reaches the temperature, which depending on how big your bed is, how thick it is, it might take a minute, there's some lag there. If the heater falls off and this is attached to your bed, this ain't gonna do diddly shit. So there's two ways. You could, if you really wanted to, run two of them. It's up to you. Up to you. Oh yeah, here's another thing. Those are bolts. Yeah, that's mains voltage. Like Frankenstein main voltage there. So I'm gonna put more RTV on here because I really, that's mains voltage. So if you were to touch both these are mains. Oh my. I don't like this setup at all. I don't like this setup at all for the fuses. I'm just realizing that's exposed mains voltage. Yeah, tape the whole thing up. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. More RTV. More RTV. Avro, why are you saying Avro? Oh my god, oh my god, I really don't like that. I'm just realizing that is mains voltage that's exposed. Yeah. I don't like that. Put an ABS cover box and RTV it. Like, really, you shouldn't be fiddling under your bed when you're printing. But it's something that could potentially happen. It could potentially happen. You got a print running and something falls under your bed and you don't realize, and you just, you know, brain fart, reach in there and grab it, and when you pull your hand up, you bump it. I'm tempted to rip it off. I'm really tempted to rip it off. I do not like this setup. I do not like this setup. Never CNC. Oh, that's like, that project got shelved like a year ago. Rip it off, rip it off. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna rip it off. I really don't like this setup. I do not approve of this setup. I think it's a little too janky. Like just bolts with tape and RTV if you have it. I don't trust it. I'm gonna swap it with one of my fuses that I trust a little bit more. Yeah, it just comes right off. Like the adhesive's not here, but. Yep. Like RTV is fine to hold it down or whatever, but in this application, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I'm sure it's fine. When it comes to main voltages, and considering I have a 4-year-old that likes to explore and open doors, I just... Yeah, this is the first thing on this build that's kind of made me go, hold up, wait a minute. So I'm gonna use one of my fuses. And yeah. Jacob, thank you for becoming a member. And there, the Rick, thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, just having exposed wires just flopping in the Okay, let me go get some butts connectors. Yeah. While you can, it's not recommended to solder mains voltage, by the way, if you didn't know. You can. People do it. It's just kind of one of those things, unless you really know what you're doing, try not to. And I'm gonna have to go buy butts connectors. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have any butts connectors. I'm all out. I'll get the ones with the epoxy filling. I'll do that off stream. I am going to swap this. I'll run to the hardware store and get some. So what I'm gonna do, you can get butts connectors. So you put in both wires and you crimp them, and then they also have like an epoxy basically. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put those in there, and then I'll V8 or attach it right down with the high temp RTV and let it set overnight. So yeah, I'm just being overly cautious. It's mains voltage. I'm always overly cautious with mains voltages. It's just something I am. Do I have Wago? Does the kit have Wagos? The problem is I have nowhere to attach the Wagos. I don't want them flopping in the air. Let me double check to see if this kit has any butts connectors. I don't think it does. Got zip ties. Zip ties are always good. Yeah, I don't see any. I got a fuse. Yeah, I don't see any butts connectors. Oh, actually, wait. I think these are them. It comes with these, I think. So low temp. So what temperature will this solder at? Yeah, you heat them up. Yeah. So I'll put this on with some heat shrink and heat shrink the whole thing. Or I'll attach it and then I'll put heat shrink over it as extra precaution. Heat gun temperature solder. Yep. Fit over that. Go up a size. Just be safe. I just like doubling up on this kind of stuff. With mains, always use crimps. Yeah, these don't crimp. These are the solder ones. Shit, you're right. Yeah, I'll go get proper connectors after. Screw it. I'll go get butts connectors. I'll go get proper butts connectors. I've never used these ones before. I thought these were the crush type. Yeah, those are not. Yeah, these are not. I need the rated ones for mains. Screw it. Back in the bin. But here's the thing. Somebody else could have done that, not knowing. Yeah. This build is taking longer than I expected. Okay, well. Put that in there for now. What time are we at? I think we're just gonna call it. I gotta put this. I'm not gonna put the bed in to take it out. I have a bunch. I'm all out. 138C for the solder to melt. Yeah, that's too. Yeah, I don't want that then under the bed. Yeah, and then we mount that, and that just sits in there. Oh wait, I could put it. The bed's kinematic. I could put the bed in. Yeah, let's just put the bed in. We'll get the bed in. Call it a day. So M315, M3 nut, and then steel ball. Yeah, ball. Yep, I got RTV on my bed. All the gotchas, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I could power through this. I can easily power through this. The problem is, when I approach these builds, I try to approach them like somebody who really doesn't like. I try to point out all the gotchas. I try to point out all the oh shits and oh wait, what? Because, you know, if I just power through it and just go through it, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to learn as much. At least M315 is much probably check. So I think it's better to go through, and every time you run into a hang up, you know, point it out, work through the problem. Go, oh wait, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. Yeah, mains, I'm always a little anal about mains. Anytime with mains voltage, I'm always a little like, don't do anything dumb because it's mains voltage. You know, that's Sparky, call the ambulance stuff. The clear stuff is heat shrink, but it's low temp solder. So what can happen is if the bed gets too warm, it could become loose again and break the connection. I'd rather it. I'm gonna go get proper mains rated butts connectors off stream and go do that and properly RTV it all together and whatnot. Like, here's the thing, you're not supposed to solder mains. People do. There are soldered mains connections. You can do it. It is a thing. It's just, it's a thing that we don't recommend because most people aren't good at soldering. Okay, so we got that, And then I put my balls on. And let's see here. Do some scientific testing here because there's a question we must all know. Ooh. Would you look at that? I do have balls of steel. That's good to know. I guess they just kind of, any Loctite or anything? No, they just kind of, for the rear leg only, optionally use an M3 nut as a spacer so the bolt head of the M3 bolt is higher than the printing to use as a stopper. I don't like using a stopper on the PI, I can just eyeball that shit. Attached M3 legs are shown, use the PI sheet, okay. So the rear acts as a PI stopper, yeah, there's one in the middle, I don't care. Okay. Okay. Now, that goes in here. This goes there. And the rear one literally just kind of sits on nothing. It just sits on nothing. Okay, whatever. There you go. There's a kinematic bed mount. And the beds can do all the funky stuff. And it just floats. So obviously these Z belts are way longer than I need, but I ain't gonna cut them yet. Same with the XY belts, because I gotta fiddle with it. There's a PI. That's a magnet. Eh, not bad. Cool. There you go, bed's installed. That's a kinematic bed for you, it just kind of sits there. Don't accidentally flip your printer over. Whole bed rests on 3 tiny balls. Yeah. How else will it rest? On a boron, it just rests on 3 screws. Well, 4 screws. Without having tested, what do you think of the metal parts instead of printed parts? Depends on the printer. If a printer has plastic parts and it was designed to work fine with plastic parts are fine. Metal parts, though, you know, they're metal. They're metal. They're heavier, but they're stiffer, and you don't have to worry about chamber temps as much. But depending on how you build the printer, how you tune the printer, how the printer is designed, you'll probably get the same boat out of it. So, comes off when you lift the PI. That means it's got a good magnet. Fun fact, those solders melt at 100 C. Yeah, so that's not good to use under the bed. So I'll go get a proper like butts connector and just crunch it. Bed sit on top. Yep, that's how a lot of kinematic beds are. They just sit there. because they're fully free to expand and see the world and like do tennis and other things that you can do when you're free. Yeah. Now, do you absolutely need a kinematic bed mount? No, but it's, you know, that's the hot ticket thing that people want nowadays, so might as well have it. What attaches it? Gravity. Gravity. You know what's holding this bed on? The whole damn planet. That's what's holding your bed on, the whole damn planet. Nothing better than a planet. That holds your bed on so good until you flip it upside down, because then the whole planet's pulling it off. So it's nice to level itself. Yeah, it's like, you know, the Trident or the V2 that does it with the gantry. The Bamboo doesn't. The Bamboo has a single Z motor, but they had to do something to get it under cost, and they're still selling it at a loss. Yeah, automatically trimming beds or gantries are so nice. The Rig V core is similar. Yep. So does the Daedalus. I remember Joel unboxing his, and the bed kind of got shifted during shipping. The video that Mantic really released on about a cheap complete V01. No, I think I've heard of that. I think somebody linked it somewhere, and I saw that video does exist. You can build you can build Vorons really cheap if you want to. The question is, do you want to? Wow, I gotta really. Ooh, if your gantry is racked, your XY ain't homing. The Seabor one, yeah. Here's the thing. You can build a Voron very cheap. You can build a Prusa very cheap. It's what you're willing to accept. Seabor kit, 150 watt bed, 150 watt PSU. How do motors move? 150. Now, is it a mains bed? If there's an SSR in there, that's fine, because, you know, my original V00 uses a 100 watt power supply, but the bed's mains, so they don't. Oh, so if you wonder why we didn't recommend kits for the longest time when it comes to Vorons, this is why. Because like literally the whole first generation of kits were like of this kind of quality back in the day. Kits have gotten a lot better for Vorons now. Like back in the day, I've seen kits that were sold with V-wheel, like V-slot extrusions, okay? If you've ever built a Voron, you can't use V-slot extrusions. The rails don't sit on it. It don't work. You can't do it. But some of the first kits had that because, you know, random guy on AliExpress looking to make a quick buck who doesn't know what they're doing. So. Bed over Drew. Sounds about right. Oh man, it's I gotta go wash my hands. I got like RTV residue all over the place. Where is the dog? Where is the dog? He's upstairs. Yeah, that's the thing with cheap kits. Cheap kits, you can't trust. You don't know what you're gonna get. Because for all you know, it's literally some guy in a warehouse at AliExpress throwing the bomb in a box. They're like, oh, the bed's 150 watts? Okay, I'll do a 150 watt power supply in it. Good enough. So, it's a PCB bed on aluminum too. Beef, you could, but why would you? Why would you purposely handicap yourself? That's like, I'm gonna drive a race car, I'm gonna drive the fastest race car in the world, but I'm gonna take one of the tires off because, you know, you could do it. If I sit in the right spot in the car, I can balance it and ride on 3 wheels. Just because you can get around a handicap, why would you handicap yourself in the first place? The Flying Bear. What's the Flying Bear? Isn't the Flying Bear, like, is it a kit? Is it a Voron kit or is it a printer? Okay, so by the way, we're done with the build for the day. After the whole bed stuff, we're Is this a review on this? What the heck? Flying bear kills 2 Canadians in freak accident. 2 Canadians died instantly in a freak accident when a car hit a 440-pound black bear that sent the animal flying straight through the windshield of an oncoming vehicle. The bear's body hit a 25-year-old driver and a 4-year-old man sitting behind them and then shot out of the back window. The bear also died. The accident happened Monday night, rural area 25 miles north of federal capital Montreal, or Ottawa. What am I saying? When was this? June 8th, 2011. Okay, June 8th, 2011. Okay, so that's obviously not a 3D printer. Flying polar bear. You do not mess with polar bears. Oh my, you do not mess with polar bears. Okay, so what do you got here? What do we got here? We got this, and this. Okay, whatever. He's a printer. Most printers, the printers. Flying Bear Reborn is their newest printer. It's a dirt cheap Corks. Okay, Reborn 2. So let's take a looky-loo. Let's take a looky-loo. Okay. So we've got your ancient Z motion system. You know, the old Polymaker style. Rods and bearings. You got a PCB bed on a stamped sheet metal frame. Cool. It's a bed. It does its thing. Dual 4010 blowers. Okay, cool. V6-ish hot end. Okay, cool. Touchscreen, don't care about touchscreens. Filament runout sensors, cool. 10-cent micro switch. Okay, tool head. Let's see what we got here. You got rails. I like to see rails. You got your motors in the front, Core XY. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, make sure it's actually true Core XY and not, you know, fake Core XY. Okay, it's actually Core XY. Yeah, well, looks fine. Yeah, it looks like a fine printer. Ooh, what? Guys, come on, J-heads. In current year, J-heads, come on. What the heck? It's direct feed. I like that. You got the big Bondtech gears. That's good. Belts, 10 mil belt. How big's the print volume? Print volume, printer size, print volume 325. 10 mil belt might buy you something at that size. Usually not really, but whatever. So I like the extruder. It's direct feed extruder. Hot end is generic cheap hot end. TMCs are good. Patented nut design. Doesn't everyone use this? Like this is marketing BS here. Here's your marketing BS. They're by the way, you don't need the little springies on your Z because the springies there are for preload. And on the Z axis, that's called gravity. You really don't need those springs on the Z axis. 220 volt silicone bed. Wow, I live in Canada, so that's 110. I'm gonna get a lot of power out of the bed. That's why you just say mains. Resume printing function. I don't think I've ever used resume printing function on any printer I've ever had. Then again, most of them don't have it. 20 kilogram printer, it's heavy. Layer precision, this is marketing BS. Layer precision, if you print at 0.2 layer height all day, it doesn't matter if your printer could do 0.0001. This is just BS. It's all NEMA 17s with usually T8 lead screws and GT2 belt. Pretty much all 3D printers have the same motion precision. So if they advertise that and they try to sell you on the precision, who cares? My car has 4 wheels. Your car has 4 wheels. All our cars have 4 wheels. Max printing speed 150. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see the positioning. I'm waiting for the day that someone can tell me how one printer with GT2 belts with a 20-tooth gear on a NEMA 17, regardless of the motion system, can move the tool head in a different way than another printer with NEMA 17's GT2 belt and let's just say another 20-tooth drive gear. As long as all the belts are parallel and perpendicular and the motion is straight and true and you don't have like angled belts and whatnot in a Core XY, which that's how you get weird motion and print eggs. But as long as everything's straight and true, all printers have the same precision. You could run different micro stepping to get different XY resolution, but the inherent mechanical accuracy of pretty much all printers is the same. You can go in your settings, you know, I could run 16 microsep or 256 microsep if you want to be really fancy, but the step is a step is a step. And again, you're spewing molten plastic out of a glorified hot glue gun with like a 0.4 millimeter opening. You're not going to be seeing 0.002 variances or even 0.01. The temperature in your print room will have a bigger impact on your final print than probably 0.01 millimeters. If you want to get crazy precision, go play with resin or EDM machines if you want to be really cool. But no, the printer looks fine. It's sheet metal, extrusion frames. Yeah, I don't know, for 500 bucks doesn't seem too bad. I'm really impressed. Like right now, the cheap printer I'm liking is the SPOOL SV06. That's what I did the little guy's helmet on. Any chance of your V400 profile in the Discord? I'm just using their stock profile, I believe. I can't remember what am I using for the V4? Yeah, I'm just using their stock profile. The real, yeah. So what you get with better printers is usually you can run them faster and they're more reliable. So you get consistent accuracy, you get consistent results out of your printer with a better like built printer. But in terms of like the motion system moving from point A to point B, at point A and point B, the location should be the same. The difference is how good it's drawing that line between A and B. That's what a well-built printer gets you. So. Have I messed with the Fadus Tachi? Which one's the Tachi? I have the XG. I got the XG in the Trident and it works okay. Problem is it works okay. We're at the point now where, hey, I've got a brand new hot end on the market. It's a good hot end. Cool. It's just a good hot end. It's like every other good hot end. They all print good. It's not like, oh my God, this is horrible. This makes this review easy. It's, yeah, this is just another good hot end. 2 in 1 out. I don't play with 2 in 1 out stuff usually. The helmet came off. This helmet came off the sole ball, and it's been quickly post-processed, so it's painted and everything. So it's, you can still see the layer lines, obviously, but I did a little bit of work on it before painting it. Unlike, you know, mine, where this is, you know, like 12 hours worth of work. You can't even see the layer lines anymore because it's all painted. Speaking of, I'll show you what I did. So if you watch the stream Saturday, or Sunday, you heard me mention, oh, hey, Halloween's tomorrow. I got to finish my gauntlet. So on the Mando armor, my right arm gauntlet, let me find it here. Oh my God. Where are you? There you are. Okay. What happens when you take everything off at like 8 o'clock at night? So my right arm gauntlet, or my left arm gauntlet, this right here is my left arm gauntlet. Okay. I did this. This was a completely just plain Jane printed part yesterday morning. And like 6 hours later, it's good enough. I completely half-assed it, but 6 hours to get it to kind of this state for a left arm gauntlet. You can see like I really half-assed the wash because there's a few runs, but the metal turned out pretty good. Like for a beat up gauntlet. So just to compare, let me go grab the one I actually put time into. Yeah. So this is the one I actually took some time to do. This is my right gauntlet. And this is the left one. So you can see the finish ain't quite exactly the same. I didn't like do any, like on this one I did some like, you know, some weathering with the silver paint. This one I just went straight to the wash because it was like, oh shit, I have to get this. I wasn't gonna walk out in an entire Mando suit and have one gauntlet missing. So it just quickly, I hit it with the palm sander I spent 2 seconds with a hand sand, just kind of that. I did 2 coats of the texture instead of the normal one that I do to hide everything. And then I went right to painting and priming. So yeah. Easy peasy. Have I stopped for PvP? Here's the thing. I have no problems with ABS. I just use normal plain Jane ABS, Polymaker, whatever brand of ABS, Sparta. I just use straight up ABS and it sands just fine. So yeah. Did I get my share of the sweets? Oh. So speaking of sweets, if you want to win some sweet filament from Polymaker, at 2 o'clock, we're going to do a draw. So if you haven't entered for your chance, link in the description. The VZ Bot 330 was originally designed to be built from an X5 SA kit. Cool. You need to try some. You can buy it from, it's in Canada, it's a Canadian company. But if you, you can ship it to the States for a reasonable cost from my understanding. PvP is no sanding with alcohol spray. Oh, PLAS? No. I don't fiddle with PLA when it comes to like props and whatnot, because acetone welding is really nice for multiple parts. And if I leave this in a car on a hot day, it ain't gonna melt. I gotta figure out how much this weighs. This whole suit's gotta be easily 5 to 8 kilograms of everything. Wow, you could really tell I half-assed this. But it doesn't matter when you look up close, because you don't look up close, right? When you see the picture like this, you don't see, you know, oh, this gauntlet right here isn't as good as this gauntlet. You see the ensemble, and as the ensemble, you're good. I could have sworn she got a picture of just me. No, she didn't get a picture of just me. Yeah, like. So by the end of the night though, my hips hurt, because one thing I didn't realize is with the shin guards on, I have thunder thighs. So, or with the thigh guards. So these thigh guards go over your thighs. So they do that. So you have to walk with your legs you have to walk kind of cowboyish with your legs out a little bit, spaced out. And after walking a block of that, you're like, oh, this feels weird. It don't feel right after a while. Hips or hips? I have a few parts that I tried hips on and they worked fine. But I think we're gonna call it there. So we're gonna do the draw in 4 minutes. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at 3DPNero. Follow me on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. I want to see somebody's name pop up here. If you hit subscribe now, your name will pop up right here. It'll be super cool. What else? Ring the bell, get all the notifications. Join the community Discord, link in the description. Join the community Discord. Because you get to see stuff early and, you know, participate in contests and cool other things. What else am I supposed to say? What other generic YouTube thing am I supposed to say, guys? I can't remember. Twitch Prime? Anyone got Twitch Prime? Twitch Prime? Twitch Prime? Oh wait, this is YouTube. I don't get the free Twitch Primes. Like the smash button, exactly, like the smash button. Are you interested in fancy PLA? I could play with fancy PLA. Shield the Patreon sub. Hey, guess what? If you become a member of the channel, you get to hang out with me on a super secret once a month stream, and you get access to a super secret channel on the Discord where you get videos early when I do videos. Don't tell anyone. I gotta figure out what this month's contest is gonna be. Last month was, you know, dress ups and props and whatnot. But that thing, I didn't get a lot of entries compared to previous months, and I try to make my contest open to everyone. So I need to figure out something that everyone can do, because I'll like doing full costumes and something that's not something everyone can do. Like, oh, how your print failed or stuff like that. That's everyone can do. Do you have a secret handshake? Nah. It's a bunch of memes and GIFs though. Subscribe to YouTube Red. I don't even do that. I don't even have a YouTube Premium. Question: do you think Voron is superior to rat rig builds? If so, why? No, I don't. It's better in some regards. It's worse in some regards. Here's a quick tip that no other 3D printer YouTuber will tell you. Ready for a hot take? There's no perfect printer. Every printer has pros and cons. It all depends on what you're looking to get out of your printer, your current skill level, and what you plan to do with your printer. That's what printer you should buy. There's no best solution to everything. Even Vorons have downsides. Even Prusas have downsides. Cost, usability, ease of use, serviceability, performance, cooling, speed. Guess what? Everything has pros and cons. Nothing is perfect. If it was, everyone would say the same printer, but guess what? Nobody ever says the same printer, so yeah. Merv, $10. Cheers. Thanks for all the info. You're welcome. Thought the Anchor Mate M5. No, they never paid me a check, so I can't say that. Simple core is perfection. Except Prusa. I like Prusa. I have a Prusa. It prints fine. So do my Vorons. So does the Bamboo when it decides to work. So does, you know, the Saval. Home decor prints. No, well, I'm going to say Christmas. The December's going to be Christmas themed. So. The perfect printer is commercial ones with paid support and tech operators. Yeah, if you are looking to get a printer for anything business or school related, that's like my first suggestion, Prusa, because they have support and they're certified and whatnot. An Ender 3, you ain't gonna get good support, and they're sure as hell ain't certified. So it really depends. But speaking of depends, it's that segue didn't work. Let's give away some filament. So close that off. Great. My perspective, for me, like that, for my use case, a rat rig would just work as fine as a Voron. Like, I like Vorons. Like, I'm a little. You're asking somebody who is on the Voron design admin team if they like Vorons. Like, I'm going to give you a biased answer. I built a rat rig. I got a V Minion. It's a nice printer. I think rat rigs are, at least based on my experience on just building the V Minion, they could use a once over on their design. I think they have way too many components than what they need. They need to simplify their BOM and kind of streamline the build process for the printer. I don't want to say overly complicated, but there's too much for too little of a printer going on. Like, for example, if you take the look at the BOM of a Voron V2, it's this long. If you look at the BOM for a V Minion, it's a third as much more. Okay, actually a little over a third as much more. So what was the question again? Somebody give me a number between 10 and 15. Number between 10 and 15. 14 works. Where's my mouse? Where'd my mouse go? There's my mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you win this spool of filament, you will get an email from me after the stream ends. Fill out the form, you'll get some filament, a couple days to a couple weeks, depending on where you live in the world. Roy! Congratulations, Roy. You won yourself a spool of filament. Let me just make sure you're a real human being. It would appear so. You appear to be a real human being. Congratulations. So let's save that, save that, save that. Okay, cool. Everyone golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat for Roy. That's being overly complicated. They're overly complicated. People who call them overly complicated think of a Prusa as overly complicated. Vorons are not overly complicated. Like, there's nothing complicated. Oh, over constrained. It's not over constrained. It's a U-shaped gantry. It's not a perfectly flat plane. If the gantry was a solid piece of Mic 6, then yes, it would be over constrained. But guess what? It's not. But of course, you know, if you want easy internet points, you shit on Vorons with other people who dislike Vorons and Discords that dislike Vorons, and you get easy internet points. But What do I care? Okay. So let me pull that. Ooh, actually, don't accidentally open up my email on stream. That would be bad. So we're gonna end the stream there. Vorons are simpler than most. I mean, we're at part 4, and I just put the bed in this machine. If this was a Voron build, I'd be further along than that. Different strokes for different folks. Bruce's must be paying a lot. Yeah, Joe and the botnet, or not the botnet, the sock puppets from Joe, they just do so much for the channel. It keeps me afloat. So Bruce's are awesome. Everyone go sell your printer right now and just buy Bruce's. Just buy Bruce's. Just buy Bruce's. Just buy Bruce's. And the Acre M5 when that comes out. Their check might clear, so I'm just going to pre-opt by saying, yes, you should go buy that. The Bamboo, I already got the check from them, so yeah, keep buying Bamboos. And then Creality, though, Creality's check didn't clear, so don't stop buying Creality. Stop buying Creality. Actually, speaking of Creality, I got to plug in the Sonic pad. Apparently, there's an update now, so it won't burn my house down. So I got to fiddle with that. Sell my Prusa to buy a Prusa? Yeah. Yeah, just more money to Joe. Just keep giving Joe money. The sad part is some people would take what I just said seriously. And that's sad because then you can't have fun. Okay, so we're gonna end it there. I gotta go pick up the little guy at school. G-Tech can burn. Is it G-Tech the one we don't like right now? Yeah, G-Tech's the one that Twitter is angry about right now. It's the current flavor of the month angry printer company. So yeah, don't buy G-Techs. What am I saying? Oh yeah, I gotta pick up the little guy at school. Oh shit. For those that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channels themselves, I thank you for your support. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament that we give away every stream. And also a big shout out to SecKit for sending me this kit for testing, evaluation, and review. Again, they sent me this kit. There's no contract. They didn't pay anything. Words and opinions are my own. I'm allowed to say what I want. Some things I like so far, some things I don't like. We'll get to that when we get to the end of the printer for a full wrap up. So yeah, I will see you Friday for a print and chill and faffing about with CNC stuff on RepRap firmware. The stream might start at 2 p.m. because my wife has the day off. So we might start at 2 p.m. because I think that's a better time slot than the 11, because the 11, I'm not getting the greatest turnout for these streams. So we might push it to 2 on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna call it a day there. It's Tuesday, be safe out there. Wash your hands, enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers, goodbye.